First one, just seated position. Okay, interlocking your fingers, putting it on the back crown of your forehead, and then making sure you keep your back straight, like so. Just use the weight of your hands um, to pull your neck forward. Try not to hunch over as well. So back straight. Nice. And then just from here, you're gonna make some easy rocking motions from side to side. Go slow. Try and feel where you have that tension. Good. Grabbing, using my right hand over top to my left ear, and then pulling. Remember, you can use your hand as a guide if you need to, so that you're not twisting upwards. Nice. Let's move on to the other side. So using my left hand on my right ear this time, and then just using the weight of my hand. Nice, very good. Just using your thumbs underneath your chin so that you're pushing your chin, not sort of upwards, so that you push up, that you're looking up so much. You're sort of pushing it out at like a 45-degree angle from your neck, so you feel it just along the front throat here. The hardest part might be trying to relax your the back of your neck. Nice, very good. So back to that forward position. I'm gonna just rotate my head using my ear as a guide. So when I'm here, my chin is still facing downwards. My ear starts going towards my shoulder, almost to the position we had where my hand was over my shoulder, but not all the way. So when you're here, just trying to keep your gaze downwards, switching over to the other side, like so. Good. Same thing, but this time we're looking straight up. And same idea. Chin is pointed up, but I'm using my ear to come towards my shoulder. I'm not going to look downwards here. So just as a guide, I keep my gaze upwards. Good. Now we'll just make rotation, full rotations in one direction. Doesn't matter which way you start. Try and make sure that when you're doing this, you feel the tension go across your neck. So for me, it's always like the left side, the back left side of my neck that I feel the most tension on. So when my head is facing forwards here, I tend to stop off and just spend a little bit more time there. Okay, let's go in the opposite direction. Nice, very good. So I'm gonna take my left hand, put it on the right side of my face so that I can push it towards my left shoulder. Okay. Normally I do it the way I do it is I use my fingers so I point in the direction that I'm pushing my face towards. You can do it with the opposite one as well. Um, I just find I can put a lot more tension with my left hand. You don't need to push super hard for this one. Good. Let's do the opposite side. Remember, you're trying to relax. Very good. So, interlocking your fingers again, pushing your palms straight out. Okay, really try and push your shoulders out from here as well. So it's not back here, it's pushing the shoulders out as far as you can, and then just holding from there. Trying to keep the tension on your fingers the same. Good. And then we'll slowly lift here over top of our head. So ideally, our shoulders are behind our ears, but not bending our back. So if you feel like you have to bend your back to get to that position, just stay here, keep your back straight, and then just do little movements upwards with your shoulders so that you can get there. Nice, very good. Interlocking your fingers behind you. Okay, so this is pulling your shoulders back, pushing your not your hips, pushing your chest forward, shoulders back, and straining your elbows. So right from here, just slowly lift as much as you can. Nice, very good. Move your arms around. I know that puts a lot of tension on the shoulders. Okay, so still in our seated position, I'm just gonna take my right hand, put it across, and turn my body like so, like we normally do when we have our leg over the top. But here we're just using our hands. Try and breathe as naturally as you can. Deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Every out breath, try and relax any tension that you can. Good. Let's go to the other side. So left hand on the right knee. My other hand goes behind so I can pull myself if I need to. And always taking deep breaths. Nice, very good. Come back slowly. Okay, next one. So you can use your hand here. We're gonna try and reach over towards our side. Um, of course, because our hand is on the ground, you might not be able to like go all the way. In which case, if you feel a lot of tension in your side when your hand's fully planted, you can go onto your elbow, trying not to swing back. So what I mean by that is here, I'm not trying to go backwards. I'm not trying to go forwards. I keep my arm aligned with my hips and my spine, and I just try and extend from here. Try and make it so your far hip is not coming off the ground. So readjust if you need to. And once again, making sure your shoulders are stacked, elbow is also stacked over the top. Nice, very good. Let's do the other side. So same idea. So hand straight out, putting your elbow on the ground, and then trying to reach over top. As deep breaths as you can. Nice, very good. Next one, you can do on your hands and knees, Diana. If these ones are too much on your knees, you can just do it from the seated position, like so. So we're just gonna do our cat cow movements. Um, so remember when you're here, okay, you're not really trying to drop into your shoulders, bringing them together. You're trying to keep your shoulders along the same plane, and then just bend from your back as you breathe in. As you breathe out, start from your lower spine, trying to expel all that air, pushing it out as much as you can. Breathing in, starting from the lower spine again, trying to get your gaze as high as you can, and breathing out. Couple more, breathing in, and breathing out. Once more, breathing in, and breathing out. Very good. So extending our hands just a little bit so that we can sit all the way onto our knees. Okay. If your hands are shifting back to um where you're more like this, you see my shoulders are back. You want to go forward. Okay. Just let your hands drag up until it feels like the arm is coming out of the socket slightly. Put your head on the ground and take some deep breaths from here. Good. Now from here, you're going to touch your shoulders behind your spine, or at least try to. So that if you do have any tension in your neck, it'll get rid of it. Okay. And we're just going to move forward with our hips onto the ground, bending our back, looking up at the sky, readjusting your hands so they're directly underneath your shoulder. Take a couple deep breaths. Going back onto your knees and sitting down. Deep breath here. And moving forward one more time. You can go up high like I'm doing or stay low to the ground. It's up to you. Deep breaths. Very good. Sitting back. Very good. So, oh, peach. So, straight from here, my hands are going to be behind my shoulders here. And I'm going to push my hips, uh, more like push my chest forward, trying to breathe in as deeply as I can, and then relaxing all that tension. So as you can see, when I'm breathing out, my shoulders drop forward. So when you breathe in, depending on how far you have your knees apart, you might be able to bend a bit more and sit back onto your hands. And if you don't want to go that far, maybe you're feeling too much pain when you're doing that, you can keep your hands and legs a little bit closer. So you can focus on the upper part of the spine. Here, if you go a little bit farther out, because your hands are away from your hips, you're gonna put a lot more tension on the lower part of your spine. So it's wherever you're feeling this one. Nice, very good. Straight from here, grabbing underneath our knees, and then we're just going to try and move our feet forward here. Make sure there's not a lot of disconnection from your chest and your thighs. Okay, so I'm not maybe from the side view. So I'm not going up here. I'm trying to stay as close to my knees and my thighs as possible. And when I feel that tension, I just try and relax. Take a couple deep breaths and see if I can go a little bit farther without that disconnection. Nice, very good. And just from here, we're gonna try and extend our legs as far apart, not apart, but just extend our legs, trying to keep your back straight. Okay. I like grabbing underneath my knees so that I know I'm not curling my back too much. Remember, if your shoulders are coming forward, that tends to mean that your back is curling. So try and keep your chest open as much as you can and pull from the knees. The way I like to do this, I take a deep breath from up here. As I release, I pull as much as I can. Very good. Okay, now I'm going to have my right leg in. Okay, we're not going to have it over top today. I'm just gonna have it in, trying to grab my toes and then pull myself forward from my toes here. Remember, trying to keep your back straight as much as you can. on the side view. Good. Now I just want you to use switch hands. So you've been grabbing with your left hand. Try and grab your toes with your right hand, and your left hand just replaces back here. You can use your left hand to sort of push yourself forward as well. Always trying to take deep breaths. Very good. Let's switch sides. So remember, foot on the inside part of the side, not on top. So just grab with the same side first. Breathing in deeply, and then trying to go deeper and deeper with every exhale. Okay, good. Switch hands. So my left hand is grabbing my right toes, my right hand is pushing from behind. Remember, you're not trying to turn all the way. You're still, both shoulders are still going to be facing towards the ground. If you can't grab your toes, just grabbing the outside part of your leg will be enough, so that you can work your way up to your toes. It's more about the opposite hand coming across and then pulling ourselves forward, pushing ourselves forward. All right, very good. So legs out wide so we can get into our splits position. Remember that normally when you first get into the splits, if you're like me, that won't be your full range. So try and sit even deeper into it. And then when you start feeling that tension on the inner part of your hips and thighs, that's where you want to end. So right from here, hands on the ground, nice and close, taking deep breaths, chest back, shoulders back, and then just bending forward slightly. Good. I'm gonna turn to reach for my right side again. So my right hand is grabbing around my ankle. My left is just grabbing anywhere on my thigh so that I'm twisting my body just slightly and then pulling myself with my hand into it. Good. Let's do the other side. So right hand on my side, left hand up on the ankle if I can manage, and then just pulling myself into that side. Okay, good. Now, my head is actually just gonna be more forward than what we were up here, so we should be able to go just a little bit deeper. Okay, so I'm gonna use my hands as a guide. So my right hand is gonna come over the top of my left while my elbow is on the ground. My left elbow is on the ground. I try and guide it along, almost like a protractor. Once I start getting towards my leg, I open up my shoulder, trying to look at the ceiling and stack. And I use my elbow as a guide, so I'm not like leaning backwards too much. I'm trying to make sure that my shoulder at least stays over top of my my side, and then go back here. If you're feeling like you're going backwards and your elbow is disconnecting to the ground, that's wrong. Okay, then circle your hand back the other way. Your right hand, your right elbow should stay on the inside part of the thigh, elbow on the ground, opening up as much as you can. Deep breaths, and then just keep going back and forth, nice and slowly. Remember, it's opening the shoulder here while staying forwards as much as we can. Very good. Okay, good. So, let's do our legs next. Well, yeah, let's do our legs next. So, I want to have my feet together, pulling in and just pushing down on my knees. Nice and easy. Good. Hands on the ground and then moving forwards. Very good. 1 foot is going to be close, like so. Okay. Try not to lean back for this one. Okay. Just straight from here. Try and hug nice and tight, keeping your back straight. And we're just going to lift our foot from here. So just do small lifts as high as you can. Relax at the bottom. I know that if this is going to put quite a lot of tension on your thighs. So just take a rest here. When you get back down, that's when you try and ease the tension. So as you're coming up, of course, that tension is going to be there. But when you get down, try and shake it out. Good. Switch to the other side. Same idea. So here, just lift your foot as high as you can. For some reason, I can lift my left foot a lot higher. Nice. Okay. Just feet apart onto your heels. We're going to rotate from our ankles. Just go with one for now. As big of a circle as you can. Good. Opposite direction. Good. Other leg or other foot, I should say. Okay, rotations in the opposite direction. Ooh, that was a huge one. Ooh, there it is. I'm not sure if you can hear that, but that's really loud. Okay, good. So, um, next one, we're going to go from this position again, but I'm going to move forward onto my heels so that my hands are supporting behind me. As I move back, I lift my hips off the ground and extend my legs. So here, breathing in, as I breathe out, I extend, push, And then you can sit back down here as well to catch your breath or take a break. But when you're coming back, making sure your hips are off the ground and extending as much as you can. Nice. Let's do one more. Nice, very good. And then just to finish off, we'll do our wrists. So just grabbing from the base of the wrist, um, using my middle finger and thumb. I go from the top, pulling at the base of my wrist. I pull and then I bend inwards, just slightly. Good. Other side. So bend, pulling, and then bending forward. And it's very good. Grabbing from my knuckles now. So my thumb is on the back of my knuckles. My palm, and I'm palm to palm. I pull back and extend my elbow. So try not to push your elbow up. It's all about just pulling your your knuckles back from here. Good. Other side. So thumb on the back, palm to palm, pulling back, extending. Nice. Good. Now just grabbing from the base again with making a fist and then just rotating. And then rotate in the opposite direction. Nice, very good. Other side. So fist first, then grabbing from the base as hard as you can, and then rotating from there. Okay, opposite direction. Nice. Good job. So let's take a break just before we get into our meditation practice.